Yeah, Mets owner Steve Cohen, who is definitely not Bobby Axelrod from Billions, said I think it was yesterday or over the weekend, how the Dodgers have put a great team together. They can spend, and he makes an aside saying, I can spend too, which is true. It just seems that everybody's taking the Dodgers' money. Why is that? They're offering the 401k, or it's just like, why wouldn't you want to be teammates with Shohei Ohtani and managed by Dave Roberts and winning two in a row when they could win a third in a row? Is that what it is?
Yeah. How about you get to go play on the best team in baseball and get to play with the best player in history? Sounds pretty good to me. And what the Dodgers have to offer beyond that, Rich, is the advantage that they have, and that they have goo-gobs of cash. And, they're owned by Guggenheim Partners, which is a money manager that has more than $350 billion under management at this point. And, Steve Cohen is one of the richest men in the world. And then you have a bunch of owners who, would they like to win? Sure. But at what cost? Is it a deficit spending? Is it otherwise? How do they do it? And I think people who are observers of baseball right now feel like the on-field product pretty darn good at this point. You've got stars like Ohtani and like Aaron Judge, like legitimately generational guys. But does the rest of the game feel fair? And if not, what can they do to go and solve that? And figuring out, I think, if there is a happy medium between what the owners want in a salary cap and what the players want in essentially a status quo system is going to be the rub of this whole thing. And they do that. But they're going to be creative and open-minded enough people to go out and try and strike a deal rather than run this thing off the cliff.
Have we seen all the movement preseason? Are we done with it? Or is there just going to be another team to screw it? The Dodgers get Kyle Tucker. We're just going to load up and we're going to make a trade and we're going to find somebody that's sitting on their current team that makes $1 gajillion and screw it. We're going to go on a luxury tax and we're going to go for it. Is there anything like that in the ether, Jeff?
It could happen, but there's nothing really percolating at this point. There are a few free agents left out there, but all the big names, Lucas Giolito is the biggest now, and he's a very good pitcher, and he's going to do well in free agency. But beyond that, there's really not a whole lot. We've got the teams where we are right now, and the greatest hope, Rich, is not going to be out talenting the Dodgers, because there's not a team that can out talent the Dodgers. This is going to be more about the randomness of baseball. And let's not forget, 3 years ago, the Arizona Diamondbacks absolutely woodshedded the Dodgers in the postseason and wound up making a World Series run themselves. So the nature of baseball makes it possible, but the talent of the Dodgers is so overwhelming that they are the distinct, and I would argue more than any of the, almost 25 years I've been covering this game, they're going to be the overwhelming favorites going into the 2026 season.
Well, not to drag you into the conversations I have with my now 15-year-old son, who's a diehard baseball fan, plays MLB The Show every 2 seconds he can, and I did imbue him with he loves Boog Sciambi, and so I know, right? I imbued him with a love of the pinstripes. He's like showing me all sorts of crazy, rumors about, one involved Bryce Harper. And I basically said the Yanks need somebody like Stephen Kwan at the top of the lineup. They find their Ernie Clement. And the reason why I bring that up is what you just said, that even though we're talking about the Dodgers being some massive juggernaut fueled by gajillions of dollars, they damn near lost the World Series to a bunch of guys who could put the ball in play, catch the ball, pitch it, throw split finger after split finger, and damn near pulled it off, right? So
true.
In a World Series that will live for the rest of our lives is one of the best ever, Jeff,
Yeah, and I think if you're a Yankees fan, what you can look at is the same way the Dodgers look at things. The Dodgers just signed Evan Phillips for $6.5 million. Evan Phillips is coming off of Tommy John surgery as a one-inning reliever and is not going to be back until about. So that shows you the Dodgers are planning for October. That's what they have their eye on. And if you look at October right now, And if Garrett Cole comes back healthy and Carlos Rodon comes back healthy, and Cam Schlittler, you get a full season of him, and of course Max Fried at the top of the rotation. That's the kind of rotation that can shut down a team like the Dodgers. So I think the fear of the Yankees and the Phillies have the same thing going on, frankly, is that this team looks a lot like last year's team, and neither of those teams last year made it to the World Series. And are they running it back? Yeah, pretty much. They are running it back, but those were also two of the winningest teams during the regular season. So you can rationalize, if you're them, the reasons behind it. The off seasons didn't necessarily go the way either team was hoping. But I'm not looking at the Yankees and the Phillies right now as dead in the water. It's just the same. And in sports, we've been conditioned to expect something a little bit different when what happened the year before didn't end with champion.
Yeah, because the Dodgers do that every year. Right? I mean, they
do. I mean, the Dodgers have won 2 in a row, and they went out and gave Kyle Tucker $240 million for 4 years.
Heck yeah.
And Edwin Diaz a 3-year, $69 million deal. So they added the best free agent in Major League Baseball this winter, and they added the best closer on the market, and probably one of the 3 best closers in the game right now. And when you factor in all those things, I think it's fair to ask the question of all the teams out there: do you want to win as much as the Dodgers? Like, is this important to you? And if so, how are you showing it? What are you doing to tell your fan base? And I think a lot of these organizations, and I get why they say we can't do this. We can't do it like the Dodgers. And they could. The rules are in place for them to do so. It would just take an enormous amount of spending to do so. And that's just something that team owners have not shown themselves willing to do. And yes, the Dodgers have enormous advantages, Rich, and so do the Mets. But those advantages are really made clear by the system that's in place right now. And that's ultimately what we're talking about today. What does the system look like? And how are there levers that can be pulled so that the Dodgers and the Mets don't separate themselves into a completely different stratosphere than where the rest of the teams in Major League Baseball are?
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.
Why don't you guys have a salary cap? That's kind of crazy. You're kind of the leader of it, too.
It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
No, if I was a player, I'd be fired up that you're
the boys
out there being like, we ain't getting no fucking cap, dude.
Yeah, cap, yeah. Guys like 330, no cap.
I just feel like for our game and the way our game is going and how much, I always say this, like, I'd rather be an owner than a player.
Mm.
Like, and there's teams lining up, like, or there's people lining up to buy teams. So, like, we must be doing okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things that, like, the Rockies were bought for $250 million or something crazy like that, and now they're worth, $2 or $3 billion. You know what I'm saying? So, like, teams are making money.
Right.
And obviously, like, everybody has down years and things like that. But at the end of the day, like, players need to get compensated the right way for the longevity of their career.
You know? So in a way you could be saying, like, all the organizations and people that kind of complain about the separation or the gap, it's like there's owners that can be out there. If you want to get in this game this way, the organization can kind of approach it better than what they're doing.
I think too, like, that's why I say the Dodgers always do so good, right? Like, I'm not saying, like, I want to be a Dodger, right? Like, everybody's, that's crazy. No, like, they do it the right way because they draft well. They get guys in their organization that are Dodgers. Like, there's teams that, like, like, oh yeah, that's a Cardinal. Like, he definitely plays like a Cardinal. Oh, this guy plays like a Dodger. This guy plays, like a Philly. Like, there's certain teams and certain individuals you get into your organization, you're like, he's going to be a guy for us because he matches the mold of our team, our city, our organization, right? And so when the Dodgers go out there and do their job, like, and yeah, they have more money than everybody. Like, I get that, but you still have to put pen on paper and go out and play. Like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, we're better than everybody. Like, no, you still have to go out there and do your job and play well and whatever. And so for me, like, they still have to show up. They have to do their job, and they run it the right way. They run a business. They're smart. They understand what they need to do off the field, on the field, in their clubhouse, management, everything. And so they do it the right way. And so I don't think they should be reprimanded because they go out and spend money more than Colorado or whoever. Like, they're just, I don't know. They do it the right way from the ground up. And I think more organizations can learn from them how to run their organization because they do draft well and they do things the right way in their minor league systems that make their players great too. You know, they have some random guy. They have some random guy that comes in and throws 6 innings in the postseason like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like some guy that was sitting in Arizona. I can't remember the guy's name. Probably not. I don't know. There was a guy that.
Show me find that guy's name. Random guy, postseason, 6 innings for LA Dodgers.
I can't remember who it was. No, but seriously, like he was sitting in Arizona. He got the call and then came in and threw like 6 shutty against. I don't even know who they played in the second round. Who did they play? Milwaukee? They played the Brewers in the second round? Yeah. Is that what it was?
Coop would be the guy. Was it Milwaukee?
Coop was shaking his head, yeah.
I don't remember the guy's name, but
No, not Oral.
He'll find it.
No, but I mean, he just like, he came in and just did his job and everybody's like, who's this guy? And he dominated. But like, that's who the Dodgers are. Yeah, they have all these great players, but also they have guys like that that just come in and absolutely
they develop.
dominate.
They draft, develop.
100%.
And they sign.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so like I can't be mad at them for what they do.